Tonight on WJTV 12, we have the results from runoff elections around the metro. We're live in Canton with the latest.
And late school buses caused a lot of complaints in Jackson. The district had a chance to change their operation tonight. Here are the results.
Plus, what happens when there is no one to claim a person after they die? We'll tell you who the responsibility falls to coming up.
And more warm and muggy weather is on the way for Wednesday and the rest of this week, with a few added afternoon showers by Thursday. We'll tell you about the weekend ahead with our full forecast that's coming up in 15 minutes.
WJTV 12, getting you answers, starts now.
Good evening and welcome. First tonight, breaking news in Jackson.
Well, police are investigating a deadly crash. This is what we know. Take a look. The crash left a Ford F-150 and a Volkswagen Bug mangled on the side of the road. This was on Forest Hill over by McClure Road. Police say that one of the drivers is dead and the other is in the hospital. They are working to figure out how this happened. As we get more information, we will bring it to you. Many Central Mississippians went back to the polls today to settle the runoff elections in city races.
The biggest race today is in Canton, where a current mayor is facing a former mayor. But there are problems at one of the precincts that still hasn't reported, and that's where we find WJTV's Andrew Nomura. Andrew?
Well, Melanie and Byron, Ward 1 has been giving people fits here in Canton. But before we go to that, we talk about that, I wanted to show you, get you guys up to speed as to where we are right now in the mayoral race right now. Let's take a look at this graphic, Now, Arnell Bowden is losing to William Truly at this point. Truly has 824 votes. And Bowden has 628 votes. 5 out of 7 wards are reporting at this point. Ward 3, their electoral ballots are in, but no numbers have been announced at this point. And back here live, the biggest holdup is Ward 1. And Ward 1 is right here at Precinct 1, here at Fire Station 2. Here in Canton, but inside there, you can't really see it out from outside, but inside there right now, election commissioners are trying to verify all the absentee ballots. Now, we're told that this Ward 1 race is very competitive. We have Roberto Williams and Rodriguez Brown going for Alderman 1 here. So that is the biggest holdup that I've been told, is those absentee ballots and those election commissioners trying to verify each and every absentee ballot. For right now, that's all the information we have at this point. We're going to be out here probably the entire night trying to figure out what's going on, try to get those last numbers so we can get that out to the public. For more information, stay with us on air and online on WJTV.com. For now, we are live here in Canton. I'm Andrew Nomura, WJTV 12.
Thank you, Andrew. And as Andrew just mentioned, Rodriguez Brown, Roberto Williams are running in the Canton Alderman Democratic runoff for Ward 1. As he said, those numbers are not in yet. They are having a problem now counting those absentee ballots, so he'll keep us up to date as to what's happening there.
Also in Canton, Alderman Ward 2, the race, with 100% of the precincts reporting. Renee Trust has 179 votes to Fred Esco Jr.'s 158 votes.
Now, the city of Jackson's Ward 6 will get a new council member. Aaron Banks came out on top, knocking off Ernest Slaughter Sr. with 59% of the vote.
In Pearl, the Republican race for alderman in Ward 3 has been settled. Johnny Steverson won the seat with 67% of the vote, beating Becky Jones.
And Donnie Thomas wins the Mendenhall Alderman 1 runoff, defeating Dale Flecky. Thomas also received 67% of the vote. Well, the Jackson Public School District will continue to operate its own transportation department. A vote to sign a contract with First Student Incorporated failed in tonight's board meeting.
WJTV's Candace Coleman was at that meeting. She explains what struggles the district is now facing in solving its tardy bus crisis.
I'm sick and tired of having to come to a school to monitor a class and my child get to class 5 minutes before I do. Yes, your buses are very late.
For years, the Jackson Public School District has dealt with complaints from parents and students about buses arriving late to schools and bus stops. In 2013, the district opened its mind to contracting an outside bus transportation provider like First Student Incorporated. But just like today, that proposal did not pass. The vote on the $7.9 to $8.7 million contract with First Student failed.
There's not 100% on-time performance.
The company could not promise board members that it could solve its biggest problem, but First Student leaders promised a $5 pay increase and a $1,500 signing bonus for drivers.
At Merle, they have 32 buses, and at one point we were at least 16, 17 buses late a day. We've gotten it down now to about 4. At Forest Hill, we have 19 buses. And we have 3 buses that are late, the same 3 buses, so we're working on that.
JPS's transportation director says the biggest problem they face is manpower and routing.
If you're looking at middle and high school level, there's not enough time between the two in order to get the buses there at a time. And now if you look at it, we're mostly late with our high school.
He says now the department is looking at upgraded maps to make changes for next year. Candace Coleman, WJTV 12.
We have an update on the search for a missing child out of Nettleton. The Mississippi Bureau of Investigation says that they have found Gavin Bailey. The 12-year-old was reported missing from Nettleton Junior High School earlier today. He is now considered safe.
New tonight at 10, debate over whether a Jackson pawn shop should have its license suspended or not took place at Jackson City Council meeting. Council members Kenneth Stokes and DeKeither Stamps voted to suspend the license of Top Dollar Pawn. Voting to send the issue to the city's legal department for more information and research was Ashby Foote, Melvin Priester Jr., and Charles Tisdale. Other topics included repaving Cabinet Circle in West Haven. Investigators have made a second arrest in a Natchez dogfighting case. Deputies are charging Georgia Chapman with cruelty to animals. Teroyd Bell was already facing charges in this case. Authorities were able to rescue 15 dogs from this home in Natchez. They tell us the dogs now are doing well.
The Mississippi NAACP is calling for the NCAA to move a weekend softball tournament from Ole Miss.
That tournament is in just days, and the NCAA says the tournament will go on as scheduled this weekend. The Ole Miss softball team is ranked nationally, and they're hosting a regional tournament. The NCAA Oxford Regional Softball Tournament starts Friday and runs through Sunday. Right now, the NAACP is challenging the tournament site. They believe no national NCAA event should be held in Mississippi until the flag comes down.
Well, the question is for the NCAA, do you support racial hatred or do you oppose it? And for the state of Mississippi, we have to make a decision. Are we going to continue to live in the past or are we going to look towards the future?
The NCAA tells WJTV Mississippi is able to host postseason events that are not pre-selected, and those include baseball or softball regionals. Ole Miss says the flag has not flown in their athletics facilities since 2014.
Law enforcement from across the state came together tonight with family and friends of fallen officers. They honored the men and women they have lost with a candlelight vigil at the memorial in Jackson.
In the last couple of years, we've taken I don't want to say a beating, but the media and people have really seemed to show their anger towards law enforcement. And this is just a great time for us to have the community come back and for us as a citizen say thank you for those who are serving and protecting now.
Well, 4 names from the 1920s and 30s were added to the wall at the Fallen Officers Memorial in Jackson this year. Narcotics officer James Leetart, who passed away in 2016, is also remembered on the monument.
Every Mississippi county has a coroner, and they often help families and friends cope with the deaths of loved ones, responding to hospitals and homes when someone dies.
But what happens when no one steps up to lay that person to rest?
WJTV's Beth Alexander brings us a special report tonight that examines the process coroners go through to track down family and pay for services when bodies go unclaimed.
Death is almost a daily thing. It is part of life.
Well, I've been working with the deceased for a very long time.
A sense of, being able to help other people in their time of need.
In Hinds, Madison, and Rankin counties, the coroners look at the job as more than just being part of the end of life. They consider it a public service. But it goes beyond making a simple declaration. Their duties sometimes include detective work, tracking down the families of the deceased, and sometimes that work ends without finding family.
Fortunately, it doesn't doesn't occur real often here.
Madison County Coroner Alex Breland says in the past 4 years there have been only 2 or 3 cases.
An unclaimed body would be where someone literally has no family, typically be someone who is homeless.
So far this year, there have been 2 in Madison County. They're buried here in the county-run cemetery in Canton.
When we do a county burial, there is no service. It's strictly I as coroner and the road department go to the county cemetery and do a very plain and private burial.
Since taking office in 2016, Rankin County Coroner David Ruth has only seen it happen once, and he personally attended the funeral for that person when no one else did.
The one that we did, one of the local funeral homes assisted us in that, and we went through a full burial site at a gravesite. We actually had someone come in and say a prayer with this person.
The funeral home that paid for the burial does not want credit for their good deed, and Ruth says that is the only legitimate situation he's had since taking office. Another tough situation for coroners. People have tried to get the county to pay for a burial when the family could take care of it themselves.
There are people who may have insurance policies on an individual, but they don't want to use the benefits of the insurance policy to lay them to rest for selfish reasons. They would rather, cash in the life insurance policy and pocket the benefits rather than use it to lay the individual to rest.
In Hinds County, there were 23 people unclaimed in 2016 alone.
The numbers have averaged, since I've been coroner, I've had a year that was only 8. I've had probably 27 as being the highest.
When a body goes unclaimed in Hinds County, they end up here in Paupers Field behind the Hinds County Jail. This is now the second burial site. It was created last year when the first site became too full. 476 people are buried here. Some infants, some elderly, many homeless, and a few unidentified. The cost to bury varies in each county. Hinds County estimates it costs upward of $500 to bury someone. Madison County says it could be anywhere from $300 to $450.
The Rankin County Board of Supervisors has approved a resolution to pay up to $450 for a cremation process, and if that's the route that is taken.
And while each case is different, the coroners all agreed there is a level of respect that should be given at the end of life.
I rely on God, I rely on family, I rely on friends. They're always there. A lot of times when the tough cases come in, I get a lot of text messages, I get a lot of emails, phone calls, just people supporting me, and that helps continue. That helps me to continue on doing what I'm doing.
In Jackson, Beth Alexander, WJTV 12.
You can go to our website, WJTV.com, for a web exclusive on how to donate your body to science. Now, let's get a check on the forecast with Ken.
All right, tomorrow, another warm day in central Mississippi. It starts with temperatures in the mid-60s at about 7 o'clock in the morning. So warm day out of the bus stop for the kids, and it's going to be even hotter once we get into the afternoon. Some places will hit 90 degrees. We do have a little bit of rain coming to cool us down. We'll show you that with the 8-day forecast up next. You're watching WJTV 12. Well, we've been in a pretty quiet weather pattern for the past couple of days, and that really won't change for most of the week ahead because of this area of high pressure off the southeastern coastline. Around that, we're going to continue to see a south breeze coming off the Gulf of Mexico, which means the mugginess that we have had over the past couple of days, that's only going to get worse, and our temperatures will stay on the warm side. This south breeze bringing in the warm and the moist air, but we don't have any storm systems rolling through here to set off any good rain showers. So it is really quiet out there right now. We've got fair to partly cloudy skies over Mississippi and no rain on Live Eye Max 12. Right now, your temperature in Jackson at the 10 o'clock hour is 74 degrees. Your dew point is right around that 60-degree mark. Winds are coming in from the south at about 10 miles per hour. So we've talked a lot about the dew point over the past couple of days, how that number is going to be going up as the week goes along. When it's at that 60-degree mark, it feels kind of sticky outside. And remember, we expect it to continue to go up over the next couple of days. So it'll be uncomfortable. I don't think we're going to get to that oppressive level, but you're definitely going to feel the humidity, especially over the next couple of afternoons. So here's a look at your forecast as we go through the day tomorrow, and temperatures again warming up pretty quickly from the mid 60s in the morning to the 80s by lunchtime to close to 90 later in the afternoon. Now today we made it up to 88 degrees in the metro. We're going to see a similar situation for tomorrow with partly sunny skies. The farther south you live, the more likely it is that you're going to get close to or touch that 90-degree mark. Now here's a look at our Pine Belt temperatures, and just about the same. We're looking at highs between 87 and 89 degrees across the Pine Belt, 88 in the Hub City, and that is with those partly sunny skies. So here's a look at that Bermuda high back off to the east of us. The reason we call it a Bermuda high is because that little island right there, that's the island of Bermuda, and it's going to be positioned pretty close to there over the next 48 hours. So around that, we get that southerly wind flow coming off the Gulf of Mexico, adding in the moisture, and right around the periphery of the high, that's when you're going to see those isolated showers begin to pop up. So I think we're going to be okay for tomorrow, but Thursday, certainly we're going to add in a chance of rain. And then as this next weather maker gets closer to us, this front moves in from the west, the chance of rain goes up over the weekend. But most of our rain is going to be coming in on Sunday, which is great news for the Day of Country concert, which is going to be up in Madison County this Saturday, May the 20th, at Baptist Health Systems campus in Madison. It starts at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Temperatures are going to be in the upper 80s. There will still be a 20% chance of rain, mostly cloudy at 10 o'clock with a temperature of 77 degrees. Now here's a look at our next couple of days, and you'll notice those afternoon showers appear by Thursday, about a 10-20% chance. We're going to increase that to 50% though on Sunday when that front comes in, and then after it moves through, slightly cooler weather for early next week.
Thank you so much. Well, the website is offering addresses, phone numbers, and emails for seemingly anyone at the click of a button. We explain after the break. As technology continues to increase, it can be a useful tool for those using it.
That's right, but as WJTV's Micah Barnes-Garcia reports, a website releasing private information publicly leaves some Hattiesburg residents concerned.
So, did you know that this website
existed?
Yeah.
No, I did not.
Once Tyra Willamore was introduced to TruePeopleSearch.com, she typed in her name and quickly realized her personal information is not private.
So now I worry about my identity being stolen because they can access how old I am, my name, my full name, where I've lived, previous addresses, and also anyone they can come in contact with that is my friends or family.
But the technology department at the University of Southern Mississippi tells us websites like these are common.
Some of it can be true, some of it can be somebody else's information. It's just computers going out and scraping information off of different websites or emails.
And on this particular website, you can request to remove your info by clicking the privacy button in the far right corner and completing a security checkpoint.
Now, how long it stays gone, and they may resurface later on, it's up to the individual website. It's probably worth your while to do it, but then again, it's like responding back to a spam email. Then they know that they have a valid address. Well, now they know they have a valid person.
I assume this is stuff that we need to be more alert on and pay better attention to, since companies obviously have all of our information and can access everything and here at your fingertips too.
In Hattiesburg, Micah Barnes-Garcia, WJTV 12.
And according to TruePeopleSearch.com, if you choose to have your information removed, your record should be gone within a couple of hours. Slyman tells us, however, there's no guarantee your information will not resurface on the site. Now, let's toss it over to TJ for Check of Sports.
Okay, up next, Jackson Prep and Jackson Academy meet up in Game 1 of the MAIS 4A Championship Series. Plus, Southern Miss ties a school record for wins with a dub over Southeastern Louisiana. Highlights from their game in Biloxi when we come back. Well, next week, MGM Park in Biloxi will be the site of the Conference USA Baseball Tournament. Tonight, Southern Miss got in one more game on the coast before they finish the regular season in San Antonio. The Golden Eagles meeting up with Southeastern Louisiana in the shadow of the Bellagio, or the Beau Rivage.
J.C. Keys pitched well in the early going for the Golden Eagles. Look at this guy getting his landmarks screwed up. Wrong town, bro. Yeah, let's keep moving along. J.C. Keys, five innings, 1K. His bottom three, breaking a scoreless tie. This is Hunter Slater, right center field. LaMarcus Boyd scores one, makes it 1-0 USM. They win 11-3. It's win number 41 this year, which ties the school record. All right, this one helped Ole Miss's RPI. The Rebels lose 5-0 at Arkansas State tonight. With the win, the Red Wolves improved to 24-26 on the season. Meanwhile, Mississippi State comes from 5 down against Troy to win 10-8. They finished the regular season with LSU at home. High school ball now in Jackson, I think. MAIS 4A Division I Championship Series. Jackson Prep against Jackson Academy. Game 1, top 5. Prep already has a 7-0 lead. Hudson Little with the run on first. Sends this one into the gap and left. Jerion Ely can run fast. He scores. It's a double. It's 8-0 Patriots. Same inning. 2 runners on now for Christopher Russell. He sends this one to left as well. 2 runs score to make it 10-0. Prep shuts down the Raiders in the bottom half. And run rules game 1, winning 10-zip. Game 2, Thursday night at Prep. All right, in the 3A Championship Series, Central Hines falls in Game 1 to Columbia Academy 14-1. Columbia Academy hit 6 home runs in the victory. Game 2 in this best-of-3 series is Thursday night. Well, one of the biggest junior golf tournaments in the country is coming back to Madison, but this time it will be played at Annandale Golf Club. The Trusted Choice Big I National Championship will be played at the former home of the Sanderson Farms Championship this summer. It was last played at Reunion in 2011. The event runs August 7th through the 10th. Event chairman Jake Bramlett says this tournament will not only have really good junior golfers, but it also allows area residents to get involved.
One of the unique things about our tournament is host housing. About half of the field will stay in homes of your local community members and build lifetime relationships with people from here in Madison.
Well, previous participants in this tournament include Tiger Woods, Phil Mickelson, and David Duval. So in August, if you want to go maybe see the future of golf, you may run into, I don't know, a really good future pro one of these days.
Exactly. All right, that's exciting. Yeah, thanks.
Right. Yep.
All right, Ken, let's get another check on the forecast.
All right, let's take a look at the weekend forecast. We are going to see better chances of rain as the weekend goes along, up to about 50% on your Sunday, but that's going to bring down our temperatures from near 90 Friday to the low 80s by the end of the weekend. We'll check out your next 8 days. It's coming up next. All right, here's a look at our forecast over the next couple of days. We're going to see a little bit more in the way of cloud cover in the afternoon on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We're going to call it partly sunny. I think the rain's going to stay away for tomorrow. Highs will be near 90, but we're going to bring in a chance of spotty afternoon showers. No better than about a 20% chance starting Thursday afternoon through Friday and going into Saturday. Of course, Saturday is the big concert in Madison. It's going to be kind of warm. Kenny Chesney is headlining the Day of Country concert on Saturday. Just be prepared for some pretty steamy weather that day. The next day on Sunday, we see a better chance of rain, a 50% chance as the front comes through, and it's going to cool us down for early next week.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Ken. And we thank you for watching WJTV 12 at 10.
We'll see you back here tomorrow, everybody. Until then, make it a good night.